My name is Sister Pat Prunny, and Carl, when you said we need to take care of the people with the most needs, and I heard all of you up there speak to that too. That includes families and the food tax. And I know the Senate Bill 160 and 86 address that in the way that we calculate sales tax. I am for reducing the tax on food by 1%. What's your views on that? How possible do you think that is? I don't know who to ask it of because I don't think the bill is a Senate bill, but they're still working on it. Could I get a response on how possible that is to reduce sales tax by 1% on food?
I'm gonna take it since I'm on the taxation committee on the House side. I mean, it's very possible if that was a priority. I just don't know that it's necessarily a priority among quite a few people. But I mean, I'm the type of person that I like how South Dakota has a pretty broad yet low sales tax. But I mean, we do have one that's probably a little too regressive. So I don't know, were you speaking specifically about 160 or 86?
I don't know the difference between them.
Okay.
I know they both have to do with taxation on food. Excuse me, taxation.
Sure, I have not, I just pulled these bills up, and being Senate bills, I have not reviewed them yet. But I mean, yeah, I mean, the problem we'd have, you'd have to increase taxes somewhere else, and that's the only issue. Last year, there was a bill to reduce the food tax, and I voted against it, but the only reason I did is because it was eliminating the food tax completely, but then it was increasing the sales and use tax on everything else from 4.5% to 4.85. So if there was a way that we could, for example, reduce the food tax by 1% while finding revenue somewhere else where we didn't have to increase the sales tax, I mean, that's something that I might consider, but I just don't want to increase the sales tax anywhere else. But if Senate Bill 160 or 86 move their way through the process, I'd like to take a closer look at them to see exactly what their mechanism is for doing that.
Drew, I'm looking at revenues from sellers located out of state, that revenue.
That's probably one of the better plans that I've seen.
Yeah. So if we could reduce it by 1% on food, that would help the middle income, but it would, rather than, I think we're considering reducing across the board on sales.
Right now with the Partridge Amendment, we would reduce the sales tax across the board. The issue with that is that the trigger does not seem to be automatic when you hear testimony from the governor's administration. So there's a proposal from one of the organizations to make that trigger more automatic, and then there's this bill here. So I'd like to take a look at that and see exactly how automatic that is, and then see how workable that is before we move forward. But that probably is one of the better proposals that I've seen.
Thank you.